From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big early morning of Early Mornings LALATE with your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. You made it to the weekend, and the fourth stimulus check is heading to the finish line. In this recording, we go over the fourth stimulus check, how much it is, when you're going to get it. It's the single biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. It's a monthly stimulus check. It starts in the month of July, and in this recording, we go over the breaking news that happened yesterday and how it impacts your fourth stimulus check, how it impacts the fourth stimulus package. Then we cut to the fifth stimulus package that will change your life forever. It will raise your benefits for if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, and veterans benefits. And it will absolutely catapult everyone to a big new monthly benefits level. I'll have all the details across the board. Then the big money land in your bank account today, in the mailbox today, and all this weekend and next week. What's going on? Thousands of dollars being returned to you, and I have all the incredible great news. It's a big morning of Early Mornings LA, from my home to your home, from across the land, from Wall Street to Main Street. Let's get to it. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and this is Early Mornings LALATE. Incredible great news for you about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 today. In this recording, we go over the breaking news that developed yesterday and late last night that impacts your fourth stimulus. Whether it's the CPI, the PPI, Disney earnings, or what happened Friday, a week ago today, and still making news to this very moment from the President of the United States. It's incredible great news. So I go over fourth stimulus first in this recording, then I cut back to fifth stimulus at the second half of the recording. The plan that will change your benefits for the incredible lifetime of your existence. I have all the incredible great news. And then in the middle of the recording, we go over the big money that's coming to you, but guess what? You got to maybe do something, and that deadline to do it is Monday. So with that, make sure you subscribe. This is LALATE, the only 24 hours a day, 7 days a week financial news channel. Yes, I'm live. Yes, I'm taped on the afternoons and all weekend long. So make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. The chat link is in the top of the chat and also in the pinned comment. Let's get to the breaking news. Fourth stimulus is heating up, and it's the single biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. There's a difference between the House plan and the Senate plan, and viewers have taken their positions. I want to hear your positions. First, the eligibility is the same as the third stimulus check, but the House plan versus Senate plan is slightly different. Let's look at the differences across the board. The House plan provides a stimulus check of $1,000 a month after the first month of $2,000. The Senate plan is unknown, but let's go back to the amount of checks before we talk about the monthly amount. If you're in the live chat shortly after 1 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time or on the East Coast shortly after 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, get ready to vote Senate versus House. All right, the House plan provides a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. And the Senate plan provides a stimulus check from July to December. How many more months are left of the pandemic? More about that later in lieu of what the CDC said late yesterday. But then before you're ready to vote Senate versus House on the live channel, let's look at those monthly stimulus checks. So the House members would provide $1,000 a month after the first month of $2,000, but the senators, the amount is unknown. Yet word on the street is it's this. Wow, wow, wow. So the Senate plan would pay out a lot more money than the House plan. Short term, but long term, less money. So let's look at this. The Senate plan would pay $2,000 a month over 6 months, or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. So says word on the street. So now when we compare the two numbers, the House plan would provide more money long term, but the Senate plan would provide more money short term. So which one do you like? Vote in the live chat. Senate versus House, Senate versus House. And if you're watching this tape, drop in the comments after the show airs live, Senate versus House. Which one you like? All right, let's go over the incredible great details this early morning's LALATE right now. First, who gets it? You do. So if you got the third stimulus check, you would get the fourth stimulus check. If you make less than $75,000, you get the fourth stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check. Double it. Household 4 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check. Quadruple it. And if you're on SSI or SSDI, Social Security or Railroad benefits, you get the fourth stimulus check. Congratulations. Now, when are they going to do it? How are they going to do it? And how are they doing it? Remember, I'm a reporter. I'm not a legislator, so I just want to run what they represent. Ultimately, I'm not voting on the bill, and I'm not writing the bill myself. But let's go over what they're representing. A vote in July for the month of July, which means that the first stimulus check would go out in the month of July for the month of July. Then you get a stimulus check in August for August. What's important to understand is that there's no waves of stimulus checks like the third stimulus package. There's no time to do waves. A stimulus check will arrive every month thereafter. Is it taxable? No. Is it income? No. Would children and adult dependents have the same amount of stimulus check as everyone else? Yes, you would. Absolutely. Would it be taken out for child support? We don't know just yet. This is a 2-bill, 2-month, 2-step process. It's already currently underway, and it's in the Senate and House subcommittees working on the legislation of the bill. Away we go. That is your fourth stimulus check updated 2021. But guess what? I have major breaking developing news overnight, major breaking news late yesterday, which is going to go over why this is and isn't impacted across the board. But first, here's a preview of the second half of this recording. Stay with me for this entire recording because it's a 30-minute jam-packed recording where I'm going over 4 stimulus, and I have more about it coming up in just a minute. I'm going to give you a preview of the second half of fifth stimulus right now, and in the middle half, coming up right next, I'm going to go over the big money available for you across the board. All right, fifth stimulus is in September, and it follows the same path as fourth stimulus. 2-bill, 2 months, 2-step process. Starts in September, done in October. Stimulus would land your hand in November. How is this going to happen? It's for you. It's for you. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, veterans benefits, and survivor benefits, this is you. They're going to raise your benefits up to a new number. Just like fourth stimulus has an add-on of stimulus checks, fifth stimulus has an add-on of SSI reform. More about that after the commercial break later in this recording. But let's go over to the incredible great news of what's landing in your bank account this week. I'm going to go over a series of items. Some of them are tough love moments, which mean I want you to really get this money now because it's going to go away. And when I mean go away, in less than 1 business day from now, it's going away. Second, I'm going to go over items that are donut items. So you don't have to do anything. You can sit back and eat that donut while the money lands in your bank account. All right, let's go over the first set of items. It's incredible great news. It's $5, $10, $15, $25,000 that's available for you, and we've been talking about since January. What is it? It's rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners utility assistance. It is third stimulus. And we knew in January when I reported on this channel, as soon as it goes live, it's the single biggest payout you're having from third stimulus, not that stimulus check. I said I didn't want you to focus on the $1,400 third stimulus check. I wanted you to focus on this because this is your big payday. And now, what's going on? $350 billion of it is landing your city, county, and state last week, this week, and next week. So what are you going to get? Let's go over all the details. First, rent. You can get rent, 4 to 6 months of rent, about $5,000. Where is this money available for you to get? You reach out to 6 places. I hope you have a pen and I hope you have a paper because in this recording, I'm giving you 30 minutes of jam-packed information about how to get money. And this is going to start right now. All right, for that rent, you're going to reach out to your city hall, your city housing authority, your county hall, your county housing authority, your state hall, and your state housing authority. Let's go over that again. Your city hall, your city housing authority, your state hall, your state housing authority, and your county hall and your county housing authority. If at any time I go too fast in this recording, no worry. You can always replay it and pull back the toggle screen at the bottom of the toggle button at the bottom of the screen. You're going to ask for rent assistance because of COVID. You're not going to talk about stimulus or stimulus packages or anything like that. Just rent assistance because of COVID. And then away we go. Next, mortgage assistance and homeowners utility assistance. Same place. You got to reach out and get it. Okay, now, next item that's incredible great news is that SNAP benefits. What is SNAP? It is money for food, and it's available from the Department of Agriculture. Go get it right now, because now it has a 15% increase because of two executive orders, one from Trump and one from Biden. Increase 15% for 6 months, and then increase another 15% for 6 months after that. A family of four in Hawaii is now getting upwards of $16,000 over a year for 15% increase across the board. Look at this. We're only 10 minutes into this recording, and I've gotten you $5,000 and $20,000 of money. But that triggers my first tough love moment. The tough love moment is the rent, the utilities, mortgage assistance, and more. Why? You're going to see later in this recording why certain things are not in the fourth stimulus package in view of the financial data that happened yesterday, the financial news overnight. But one of the things we know is a certainty at the moment is that rent, utilities, mortgage assistance is being offered now under third stimulus for the last time ever for COVID relief. It is not slated to come back under fourth stimulus. So I want you to get it right now, because if you need help for money for rent, you won't be able to get it again. This is the one time and the one time only. In January, I called this a purple hawk moment. Hawk, you pounce to get that money before anyone else, because there's going to be a stimulus stampede, another expression I coined, which refers to when people are stampeding for stimulus. You want to get this money before they stampede. And here's something important to understand. The eviction moratorium and the mortgage forbearance are going away in September, and they're not getting renewed. So with those going away and no more money for rent and utilities, this is the last ride at the rodeo. Tough love moment. I want you to get this money right now. Now that you've gotten through that tough love moment, let's get to some donuts. First donut. Thousands of dollars is landing in your bank account starting today and all next week and continuing thereafter. And what is this? It's incredible great news. It is money coming back from your states. States have been ordered to return thousands of dollars to you by the federal government. What's going on? Some states had overpaid you due to computer malfeasance on their side. No fault to your own. And ordered asked you to return that money back to them. Well, guess what? The federal government has now ordered them to return that money back to you. So it's thousands of dollars land in your bank account from the state government over the next few weeks. It's incredible great news. If you repaid any type of money like that, this is that money. Congratulations. Time for another donut. This donut continues today. It's been going on all this week, and it's for single individuals, single filers who filed a 2020 tax return. If you're a married couple and filed a 2020 tax return, your donut's later this month. What is this? It's the return of the taxes you paid on your unemployment assistance in 2020's tax return. What's going on? Single individuals who filed a 2020 tax return and paid taxes on the first $10,000 of unemployment assistance are getting that money back from the federal government. It's the money they paid taxes on the unemployment assistance. Let's see an example. If you've got $9,000 of unemployment, your total federal tax bill to the IRS was $5,000, of which $4,000 was taxes on that unemployment assistance. You're getting a $4,000 check from IRS this week. Congratulations. Again, married couple, joint filers later this month. So what do you have to do? Nothing. This is a donut moment. You just have to go to the mailbox. If the tax return has no direct deposit information on it, which is where the money would go otherwise, then it's going to the address on file, a beige or white envelope, inside with a beige check written to you, return, refund, IRS, Department of Treasury. Incredible great news. And then we come to three major tough love moments. And I think over the last four tough love moments. And I think over the last few days, I've been pretty good in getting people understanding how you have to do this. Today is Friday. And guess what Monday is? Monday is when your federal 2020 tax return is due. So you have one business day left. You have all weekend long to do this, but you have one business day left. It's due on Monday. And here's what's going on. Children are getting $3,600 starting the month of July if they're 5 to newborn, and $3,000 starting the month of July if they're 17 to 6, prorated, which is either $300 or $250 a month over a year. If two events occurred, one, you made less than $75,000, and two, the IRS knows that child exists and is with you. Well, guess what? If they don't know the child exists, you're getting a flat zero. And when is the opportunity to tell them? By Monday. Literally by Monday. This is a major tough love moment. So number one, if you never file a tax return ever, and the IRS doesn't know about those children being with you, you need to file that tax return by Monday, listing those children as your dependents with you to get that money. For example, A single mom with a 5, 4, and a 3-year-old, you're entitled to $10,000. But if IRS doesn't know those children are with you, you're going to get a flat 0 in July, and you will literally not be able to do anything to fix it. Number 2, if you're a parent and you have not listed that child in the past but have filed tax returns, well, then you're going to have a problem. Here's an example. You file tax returns every year, but the child has been listed on someone else's tax return, and this year should be with your tax return. Or the child was just born in last year. And so either way, IRS does not know that child exists with you. You need to file the tax return immediately, the 2020 tax return, listing that child with you. And finally, the third tough love moment is that if you file tax returns every year and always list that child every year, but the last tax return you filed was 2 years ago in 2019, and you made so much money that you don't qualify for this, but in 2020 you took a bath, guess what? IRS is going off the most recent tax return, which is 2019. They ain't going to pay you the $10,000 for those 3 kids because they didn't know you took a bath and that last year you made almost no money and are eligible for the money. There you go. Finally, the last major tough love moment, which is missing first stimulus check, second stimulus check, third stimulus check, or a household member stimulus check. Your daughter got one, but not the son. You have to file that 2020 tax return by Monday, listing that request for the missing stimulus checks. Now, this is the part of the video where I think I've done a good job with all this tough love over the last 7 days, because I told you I was just going to do this tough love to the deadline, and the deadline's Monday. And so you're going to hear me say tough love all week on Log Post. Guess what? This is the messaging I've been making very clear to viewers of this channel. If you never file a tax return, or you're on SSI and SSDI and never file tax return, look at me right now into the camera. This is what you need to know. If you never file tax return because you're not required to, because you don't make enough money, or you don't file tax return because you're on SSI or SSDI, you're not required to, that's fine. But that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about here. If you have a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 3-year-old, and IRS does not know those children with you, when July comes around, you know how much money you're going to get for those 3 children from IRS? Categorically, 100%, triple underline, 3 exclamation points, 0. 0, because you absolutely categorically have to file the tax return for the 2020 return with IRS, listing those children as being with you, and the tax return is due Monday. If they don't get it, they ain't paying you. Now, the great news is you're watching me now on a Friday, and you have that information now. The thing that is clearly not going to be good news is people who are not watching me, who are on other YouTuber channels that are telling them false information, incorrect information, and that when July comes around and they say, where's my stimulus check? And that YouTuber had never told them the correct information, guess what? They're now up the river without a paddle. They come over here in July and say, where's my stimulus check? The answer is, you can't get it now. Actually, not stimulus check. Where's the money for my children, the $10,000? The answer is you can't get it now. You had to file that 2020 return in May. So now when you go to the tax preparer over the weekend, today, you need to tell that tax preparer immediately, 1, I need to update all these things. I need to get a missing stimulus check for my son. I need to update IRS to tell them that all these 3 kids are now living with me. I need to update address. I need to reclaim any unpaid monies for unemployment assistance. You got to do that. And if you don't do it, you're not getting the money. But the incredible great news is that we have volunteers who can help you get that rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, SNAP. They can't do taxes. They can't give you tax advice, and they can't help you with your unemployment benefits, but they can get you all that rent, utilities, and assistance, those other items, if you have questions. And here's a little bit about the community page. It's at news.lalate.com/community. That link is in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. It has a series of cats at the top of the page. Reach out to them, and I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals. Reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on early mornings LALATE as the toast is toasted and the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and I got more updates about your fourth stimulus check of 2021 in this recording. Wow, it's incredible great news with so much happening, and coming up also is fifth stimulus later in this recording. But first, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. This is LALATE, the only 24 hours a day, 7 days a week financial news channel. I'll be on air all weekend long, so join me live in the morning, taped in the afternoon. Also, like this video, 3,000 likes. It really helps in the algorithm rankings. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, a Calcino VIP. Yesterday, we saw the disconnect between certain stimulus items. And what's important for you to understand is that four stimulus checks now is in a great position, but other four stimulus items are not in a good position. And what's going on? Here's what you need to know. That four stimulus checks have their own mindset to get you caught up on bills. Other four stimulus items, like unemployment benefits, have a mindset of providing benefits to people who have unemployment problems. Well, a week ago today, the new jobs numbers was released, and it showed that there were more jobs than people in the United States available, meaning that people had jobs but were not taking the jobs. At the time, I told you that one state, Montana, was ending unemployment FPUC, which is that $300 add-on top of your UI and PUA, because they think that this was a problem. And I said that I would expect more states where the governors were Republican to do the same. We're now currently at 14 U.S. states that are ending FPUC earlier than when it was set to expire in September. It's not coming back under fourth stimulus in those states. And in fact, it may not come back in any of the states across the land under fourth stimulus. Currently, you would likely see all Republican states get rid of FPUC in the next few weeks. So that is the casualty of certain types of items in the fourth stimulus package that are separate from fourth stimulus checks. The great news is that fourth stimulus checks continue to get incredible push from the president. Last Friday, this Monday, and Tuesday, the president had press conference after press conference saying, get it done. He's speaking to his Democratic leaders in the House and Senate to get the bill to the finish line. Remember, a two-bill, two-step, two-month process. It's underway. It's also important to understand that he made the deal of a century. That deal was the corporate tax rate. The corporate tax rate had remained the only battleground between him and his fellow Democrats because they thought he was too high. He was at 28 to 29%. The current rate is 21%. They wanted in the middle, and he said, deal. Incredible, great news. So suddenly we have everything perfect for four stimulus checks. But what I want you to know is that yesterday and the day before, the Consumer Price Index and the Producer Price Index, which is a monthly number, were released. And they were categorically through the roof. The PPI released yesterday was at 6%, when Wall Street is expecting 3.6%. That's tracking inflation. These are two numbers which track inflation. I thought inflation was going to be 2%, 3% over the next year. Well, now these PPI and CPIs are reporting their highest numbers in nearly 12 years, signaling that there's massive inflationary concerns. They gauge how much costs of goods are going through up the roof. That all impacts the other items of fourth stimulus and has nothing to do with the stimulus checks. That's the incredible great news. So FPUC expected to be a casualty. Eviction moratorium, mortgage forbearance, I also told you that's going to be a casualty. They're likely not to come back under fourth stimulus at all. That rent and utilities and mortgage assistance will likely also not come back. Yesterday, we saw Amazon.com announce 75,000 new job hirings across the United States on top of the 500,000 the year before. With jobs starting at $18 to $20 an hour plus a signing bonus, states are looking at that and say, there are jobs available. Go get those jobs. But what's important for you to understand is that they don't consider stimulus checks a negative, rather a positive. Ironically, in the same states where the Republican governors want to end FPUC, they also want to pay out stimulus checks. Why? Because they think that people are not caught up on their bills, and that has nothing to do with unemployment. That they want you caught up on your bills, and they want you to also have a stimulus check. So with that mindset, let's go back to the forced stimulus check for just a second. Senate versus House, Senate versus House. What's the difference? Well, here is also another major factor at issue. Yesterday, Dr. Walensky and the CDC came out and said that you can stop wearing masks indoors and outside if you're vaccinated, which could potentially signal that the pandemic is roaring to a quick end quicker than anyone thought. The governor of California 48 hours ago ended the mask mandate in California effective June 15th and is opening the state 100%. So is the pandemic over in June? It's a new question across the board because when we're looking at the House plan, they're talking about the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. Well, do we have 4 more months of the pandemic or do we have 4 weeks left of the pandemic? It's a big question as to how many stimulus checks the House members will give us if the pandemic is coming to a quicker end based upon that shocking news from CDC yesterday. But when we're looking at the Senate plan, which a lot of viewers prefer, the Senate plan does not take into consideration how quickly the pandemic's ending. Rather, they're doing 6 months. And their proposals, word on the street, is a bigger payout across the board. Hence, the concepts are slightly different. In the case of the Senate plan, the concept is to get you caught up on your bills. This is why some viewers prefer the Senate plan, because the Senate plan is more money front-loaded over a short period of time, with the understanding that you need to get caught up on your bills ASAP. The House plan is proposed based upon the notion that the pandemic is going to keep on going on, and that you're going to need more money over time. Interesting. So House versus Senate, which one do you like? Drop in the comments right now, House versus Senate. And with that, let me go to fifth stimulus and why fifth stimulus was actually helped by yesterday's news. So fifth stimulus has incredible relief across the board. And what does the SSI involve? It involves adding an inflationary benchmark. Boy, that's impacted by yesterday's news. Removing the asset limit, increasing your benefits, and then removing the marriage penalty and removing the income exclusion. All right, let's explain all those details starting right now. First item off the bat is your benefits. Your benefits will be lifted to a big new number, and that would be your new number going forward. Amen. Incredible, great news. So what do you want to need to know then? Who is you? It is you if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits. Ultimately, again, I'm a reporter. I just report what they represent. I'm not writing the bill. And then they tie you to inflation. This is incredible, great news because you saw that CPI and PPI, producer price index and consumer price index numbers released in the last 48 hours. Numbers going through the roof based upon inflation. Well, if inflation goes to the roof, you don't have to worry because your benefits will no longer be tied to COLA. They will be tied to inflation. Then they're going to remove a 1980s law that ties your benefits to an asset cap. Great news, especially if you're going to have stimulus checks in the bank because they currently limit some bank accounts to just $3,000. And then they're going to remove the income cap that prevents a lot of you from working if you want to work. It's a 1960s antiquated law. So with that gone, you could make $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month. And finally, love wins. The marriage penalty is going away. The marriage penalty penalizes people who are married and then prevents people from getting married for fear of getting the marriage penalty hitting them. So now the marriage penalty would go away. You would no longer be impacted by it, and you can marry and consummate your love and consummate your vows without fear of losing benefits. Incredible great news. In this recording, you saw the totality of the universe of where we are, starting from fourth stimulus. Those monthly stimulus checks that start in the month of July go all the way to December. You saw fifth stimulus just now, where it raises your benefits across the board. It's a two-bill, two-step, two-month process starting September, impacting your benefits starting around November. You also saw the money landing right now. Some automatic donut moments and some not automatic, and some very serious tough love matters, where the deadline is this coming Monday, where you have to get this stuff done between now and Monday. Here's what you need to remember going into the new day. You can contact your tax preparers all weekend long. It's important to know that do not play games with this. This is not a situation for you to tweet the IRS or call up the IRS or call up a friend or try to argue a different policy position or say something and contact your senator. No, this is a deadline. You have to honor the deadline. Get that tax return on file if you need to get it on file because of the situations I detail on this channel. Ultimately, I hope this information empowers you, and I'm back with you at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 noon, as Mornings LATE heats up. Then we go into noontime at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and on the East Coast, 1 o'clock. Join me throughout the day. Meantime, overnight, and still playing right now live on the channel is the live feed. It's the Purple Power chat room. It started last night. It continues for 9 hours. Jump into that live chat room if you want to say hello to your friends. It features the Shiba quote, the cryptocurrency of the moment, and you can have fun. Meantime, subscribe, like this video, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Cal, seeing a VOP. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LATE for more.